The Little Phoenix Who Feared Fire.
High in the volcanic mountains, where the air shimmered with heat and the ground rumbled with life, lived a flock of magnificent phoenixes. Their feathers were the color of molten gold and burning embers. These majestic birds were not born. They were reborn from the ashes of their past selves in a brilliant blaze of fire. Among them was a young phoenix named Ember. But Ember was different. His feathers were a dull, dusty grey, and he trembled whenever he saw a spark. While the other phoenixes practiced their powerful fire chants, Ember would hide behind rocks, his heart pounding. He was terrified of the very thing that was supposed to define him. He knew that one day he would have to face the great burning to be reborn, but the thought filled him with dread. One evening, Ember's grandfather, the oldest and wisest phoenix, noticed his fear. "Little one," he said softly, "to find your fire, you must not seek a blaze, but the spark of courage within you. That spark is hidden far away, in the ancient forest known as the Evergreen Grove." Ember knew this was his only hope. With a heavy heart, he flew down the mountain, leaving his home and his family behind. The volcanic air grew cooler, and soon he found himself in a land of thick, green trees. His first challenge was the silent river. A great dragon, the guardian of the grove, slumbered on its banks. "To cross my river," the dragon rumbled, "you must answer a riddle. What has no voice, yet tells a story of 1,000 years?" Ember thought long and hard. He looked at the water and the trees around him, filled with quiet knowledge. "The wind," Ember finally whispered. "It tells stories by rustling the leaves." The dragon smiled and parted the water, allowing Ember to cross. Next, he came to the whispering thicket, a place where strange creatures with shimmering wings lived. They were the light sprites, and they danced in a tangled maze. To pass, a sprite chirped, "You must find your way through our maze. But be warned, the path is always changing, and we will try to make you turn back." Ember took a deep breath. He didn't try to fly fast or force his way through. Instead, he simply watched and listened, following the quietest and most steady glow of a single sprite. He found his way to the other side, not with speed, but with focus. Finally, Ember arrived at the heart of the Evergreen Grove. There, in a clearing, was a massive, ancient tree, its roots intertwined with glowing crystals. He saw an old, forgotten fire pit. This was where he was supposed to find his courage. But there was no flame. Just then, a tiny, grey-feathered bird, no bigger than his beak, landed on a crystal. It shivered, looking at the empty fire pit. Ember recognized the look in its eyes. It was a fear of the unknown, of a life yet to be lived. Without a second thought, Ember landed next to the little bird and gently wrapped his wing around it. "It's okay to be scared," he whispered. "We'll face the dark together." The moment Ember spoke those words of comfort, a small, bright spark ignited in his chest. It wasn't a great blaze, but a single, steady flame. It grew, filling his body with a warmth he had never felt before. The spark from his heart flew out and landed in the ancient fire pit, creating a small, perfect flame. The flame was not big or intimidating. It was just right, and it was all his. His grey feathers began to shimmer, turning a beautiful, fiery orange. Ember understood. His fear of fire wasn't his weakness. It was a part of his journey to find the kind of courage that comes from within. He didn't need to be the brightest or the boldest phoenix. He just needed to be himself, brave enough to find his own fire, a fire born from kindness.
If you enjoyed this story, please like and subscribe to English Echo for a new bedtime story every week. Click the bell to never miss a new adventure. And let us know in the comments, what would you like to hear next? Sweet dreams.